Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? I hope you all can hear me okay. Welcome to another evening of some fantastic ProEU PUBG Mobile Scrims. Of course, PMCO Scrims. So these teams, I believe all of the teams featured Indie Scrims are going to be in the EU PMCO in the fall split. So I'm very excited about that. We have some fantastic teams being played, like Bloodline, Level Up Esports, Team Push, Gaijin, Clay Alpha, four Romanian men, Gamers United Nations, Godsent, Sirens, Team Dope, Atlantis Cycle, Universe X Team, RosQ, Red Reserve, and MVP Gaming. So I'm definitely super fortunate to be bringing you these games. 4 games! 4! Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4! 4 as I find my 4th finger. 4 games for you guys. Hope we're all having a lovely evening. Hope you're ready for some pretty kick-ass games indeed. Shout out to everybody over on YouTube and Twitch who's watching. I'm streaming on both platforms. So of course, if you're not watching on Twitch and you want to give my YouTube a bit of a subscribe, feel free to. Why not? If you're watching on YouTube and you have a Twitch and you want to give me a follow on Twitch, you're more than welcome to do that. You know, no pressure or anything like that, but you know, would appreciate it. Of course, happy Independence Day to anybody from India who is watching on either platform. I already put on my Instagram. So yeah, happy Independence Day to everybody out there from India. Hope you all had a lovely day of celebrating, of enjoying it with your family, flying kites and eating some good food, because I heard that flying kites is a tradition on Independence Day, which I think is really kick-ass. So yeah, pretty good. I'm ready for some games. I'm nice and chill, nice and relaxed. I'm in good spirits. I ordered myself a Secret Lab gaming chair today. I've noticed over the last 2 or 3 days that my back has been hurting, my lower back, and I suddenly kind of came to a realization today that it's realistically because of the chair that I'm on. It's a really cheap, crappy office chair, and I was going to get a new gaming chair because I had one previously, and I was going to get a new gaming chair after I got paid for the PUBG Mobile World League. But I realized that, look, you know, this is my job, this is my profession, being at my computer, it's what I do most of the day. I have to be comfortable. I can't be, you know, in uncomfortable kind of pain at points throughout the day. So I bit the bullet and I ordered myself a new chair. So that's something that I thought, look, why not? It's a bit expensive, but hopefully it's something that will last quite a long time, and it's much of an investment in myself as it is a product to use. I did order the G2 one though, just because I wanted to be a little bit spicy. So I ordered the G2 version, which you know what, I was a little bit limited because I didn't want to wait. And some of the chairs weren't available till, some of the designs weren't available till September. And I was like, look, I don't want to wait. So it came down to, I think there's a G2, there's Team Liquid, there's a couple of other things. And I just decided to go for, I decided to go for a G2 one. How are you doing, my fellow Maxman? Who made me dab? Maxman made me dab. Okay, cool. Dab. Indeed, I got a dab over on Twitch. You'll see that you'll actually see it in 2 minutes. I put a 3 minute, I was meant to change my delay from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, but I kind of forgot to by the time I started the stream, and I was like, oh, crap. It's only 2 minutes, so sorry about that. Although I'd like to think that nobody's really going to want to stream snipe on scrims, and if you do, then that sounds like a you problem. But let's just turn this music down as we get into this game in the next 35 seconds. I'm definitely excited to see what the Sirens can do, right? This female team that is
Thank
evolved.
you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger Club.
Okay. The Sirens team, which is somewhat evolved, and thank you very much for the follow, Dak Unj. After they got their PMCO slot. As I just changed over to the right scene. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do. Also, Red Reserve, I've commented on them plenty of times. Godsent has seemed. There you go, as I find the right word. Seemed pretty impressive on their performances and what I've seen from them previously. So you can see right there, the playing path is going from east to west, relatively on the north side of the map. It's overall standard stuff. Observationally, circle's going to be on the west, from my experience of EU. Casting, of course, in the worldly, we saw a lot of eastern circles, so that's of course viable. I would love to see a military island phase 1. That would be pretty spicy. You can never not prepare, and because of the fact that these are scrims, right, it is important for these teams to practice, try different things, test some things out, and push themselves. See X team going towards Yasnaya. Team push. Is it team push? Team 5, that's a team push indeed, going for the north side underneath Kameshki. You have a gun. Actually, is that 2 teams? Yeah, that's actually 2 teams. That's Team 14, and yeah, that's a Universe and Gun going for Milta. That's a little bit spicy, and a couple of teams going for Pachinki. That's a Level Up and Bloodline. Then when you look on towards the George Paul, you see Red Reserve going to be on North George, MVP, Romanian squad. So this is really interesting. Going to have a look at the phase 1 circle, which is northeast. Sorry, not northeast. Northwest. Northwest. With Universe getting a first couple of knocks onto the members of Gun. We've seen these 2 teams fight on Milt actually when I casted these 2 teams previously, as well, as we wait for that to render through. It was Herbs that was knocked down. Broly's in those couple of buildings further apart, as Wolves gets a knockdown on the DC. Gotta be careful how you're rotating when you're really unsure of where your opponents are, even if you do get a knock. Zaniel is going to be coming in from behind. Newest addition to the Gamers United Nations roster. While the revive is coming through, he hasn't got much. He's got nothing in terms of helmet or vest. So he's kind of going in naked right now. However, in saying that Error and DC don't have much to heal up with as well, so, or to even play with in terms of gun. Error is probably the most well equipped, but he's got no heals, so it's really limited protection. Elod could come in from behind on the Zaniel. That's gonna be Error getting knocked down on the Zaniel, and it's gonna be confirmation. Being pretty much confirmed by Elod. Let me just turn this volume down because it is pretty high when they get into close combat. Yeah, Zaniel, once again, just kind of these mistakes as Herbs gets a knockdown onto Error. Even though Error does finish off Zaniel. Wolves pushing himself forward. I don't know why Brody got so far deep into Milta like that. Considering he had a vehicle, he could easily have wrapped around in a lot safer position as Mamula got knocked down. So it's going to be 2 against 3. Yeah, with the revives, but pretty much the health of Error and DC means it's pretty much 2v2. Elod coming up on the side of the wall. Because Mamula is knocked down, he doesn't really have to worry too much about that cross angle, but will he back off indeed? While this fight seems to be dispersing pretty nicely, we see Godsent on the west of Farm. They're looting up on towards their own. One of the members of Team 13, which is Atlantis Psycho, getting pretty close to Romanian men. 4 Romanian men, one of the players. That's Bam. 4 Romanian men. I believe Bam used to play for another team as well previously. As Herbs gets knocked by Dissy in the kill feed. So they're kind of taking each other out, and look, you know, I'd rather kind of have a little bit of scoping for the late game and talk about what's going on there. Sirens in Severny, it's going to be great for them to rotate down. If they make an early rotation down towards a high ground to the south of shooting range.
To the Ginger Club.
Thank you very much for the follow, Shinix. That would be really valuable for them coming in towards phase 2 because they will want to get a lot of information. I do like the fact that Kaylas has sent themselves scouting into that compound by the bridge. Of course, you tend to want to maybe have 2 players there as minimum, but for the early parts of the game, I really don't mind that as the rest of the team loots up North George. Having level up in the Headshot Valley, as it was coined by John Allen and the PMWL, I think is very viable because the circle could quite easily shift down south. It would be definitely important. But this fight is now going to come on between the side of Atlantis Cycle and 4 Romania men. Bama Dexter, followed by WWS. Let's see if WWS can go all WWE and lay the smackdown onto Atlantis Cycle. Maybe hit one of the Atlantis Cycle with his sister Abigail. You do also have Level Up coming in from behind. Could actually punish Atlantis Cycle very aggressively. Let's bring it over onto them. That's where the shots are coming through by Zuby of Level Up. And the Smokes trying to protect Atlantis Cycle along with the US. Kevisconi is going to be knocked down from Atlantis Cycle. Don't know where exactly, but he's actually going to be confirmed, leaving Atlantis Cycle with 3 players up by that compound, one of them on the edge. Edig is pretty out in the open, got nowhere really to go, bar that tree. He is at least providing a decent bit of information as he does use that DP28 to get the knockdown onto WWS. Confirm the kill, but be careful you're not exposing yourself too much. Nicely done by Edig. DP28 with the 4.6x scope is such a strong weapon right now in the PUBG Mobile meta. As Dexter sent himself around shaping through, but he wasn't really able to do too much with that rotation. That leaves 4 Romanian men with 3 players up. GV with the sniper. Headshot knock onto Edig. Puts Atlantis Cycle on the back line, leaving them just 2 members up, Sheriff and Jusen. They're going to have to backtrack. I don't think they're going to be able to get that revive. Don't go for it. Gusen, don't really go for it. Maybe try to look for a bit of a bait, but I think that's incredibly risky. Smoke's being sent out. Shots are being fired up. Nothing really coming through. He's been able to somewhat start to revive. The spray inside the smoke did send Gusen back. Leaves Sheriff on his own. Now Sheriff can protect and push back and starve the members of 4 Romanian men. That'd be very valuable as he just stays moving out. GV is going to see those shots going to be put through. Sheriff trying to jump on through. Ali gets knocked down. See him goes behind the wall. Reload that weapon, changes up to the M4. No level up from behind. Level up has decided to reposition, choosing not to try and third party. Aaron's gonna get knocked from Murder's Earth. The rotation for Sirens seems to be a little bit too aggressive, you could say, from Sirens. Means Kalissa's gonna get Yatum, and that seems like that's gonna leave Ali, the last player standing, along with Luna. Yeah, like when you scout, you want to scout bit by bit when you're coming down from Severny. You know, cause you don't want to go too far down, and it seems like they did as Ali gets knocked by K-Last. That's great play. That's gonna be the squad wipe. That's gonna be Red Reserve picking up 4 kills for themselves in the early part of this game. That's proactive play, and you kind of got to know that they had a strong idea that Sirens were gonna be there. I think Sirens have made Severny their new home in Erangel. So, fair play. Nice one by Red Reserve. As phase 2 is going to be moving on up pretty swiftly in the next minute or so. Still have this fight going on between Atlantis Cycle and 4 Romanian men. The revive did come through successfully onto Edig, which means it's a 3v3 cleanie as Bam flanks around the side, prones his way down, trying to find a couple of shots as Dexter is going to get knocked down by Edig. Puts a lot of pressure into 4 remaining men now. Bam can find those shots off indeed. He does. That's going to trade those knocks. But he's going to be out in the open. Confirm the kill before you get 2 out in the open. Now shots are being fired up. Godsent against Bam as they flank around on the side of the hill. It's going to be going up against the US. Nice by Bam to find the shots. And then all the side. GV gets the other member of Atlantis Cycle. And down they go. Executed by 4 Romanian men. Nice stuff indeed coming out from that Romanian side. This phase 2 is has moved up. Let's see where it has gone. It's kind of centered up northwards. There's still the river in play. A little bit of the water has been eliminated. So it means that the position held onto by Red Reserve is even more valuable because it's pretty much the center of the circle. Now, I wouldn't be amiss for them sending 2 players across the bridge to that compound either there, or even having one in the sniper tower. It's a little bit unorthodox with the risks of that 1 player going down, but when you're talking about preparing and maybe even getting a couple of surprise knocks on that information, it would definitely be a valuable rotation to go for, and I think that's kind of what Kaylas is doing. Okay, no, he's not quite going for the sniper tower. He's actually going for the coastal line and near the side of the bridge, which I think is kind of just as valuable. It's a bit less informative as Royal Kiss. I was informed by him earlier, a couple of days ago, that is, IGN is pronounced Royal Kiss as opposed to Royals. So I do hope I get it right in future, as one of his wheels does get blown out. I think that was by Kaylas. So I'll send a tiny bit of a message to the rest of the members of Godsent. So nice by Calista. MVP occupying Everest. The Everest hilltop is very difficult to hold on to when it's quite relevant inside the circle. As the side of Clay Alpha move away towards the north side of George. Boogie's ascending as a Team Dope on the southwest side of Everest, down towards the edge. 4 Romanian men can also stay where they are if they wish, along with Bloodline in the Headshot Valley. Level Up have opted to go for that compound across the road from Watertown. Team Push coming in from the east, across the way into the north side of the river, along with X Team pretty close behind them. It's a nice compound X Team hold on to. I think now this is a matter of just teams finding a settled position inside the circle and waiting for the phase 3 to pop up. I like the fact that Romanian squad have found themselves in a solid compound position. The only fear is that it's kind of out in the open, so disengaging away from this area with too many teams around you could prove to be quite deadly, which is, I think, part of the reason why Hoppa 7 has ascended himself into the crates. But what he might not know is Clay Alpha is already inside the crates of George Paul. They are separated quite far away from each other, though, for now. The position fight Godsent to go for 2-2, I think, is pretty valuable. I don't know if Navy is just, I believe Navy is just subbing in for them for this one game. So, of course, that will take a bit of synergy away. These are scrims, so it's not the most important thing. What is important is that the 3 members that are fully on their team do get that level of synergy executed. Dope opting to go around Everest, which I think is pretty strong. And I think, yeah, Hoppa 7 got knocked. You know, you got to decide. You can't rotate like that at this late stage of the game. He went from that compound to crates, then crates back. That's very risky, even in phase 2, when it's so central to the circle. Zrolkus gets a knockdown onto one of the members of Dope. This is going to be a little bit of a fight towards the center part of the circle out in the open. Sobos was knocked, as we saw. Leaves Harp gonna try to look for the revive as Royalkiss and Reese push themselves forward. Gonna try and find Herb. Tudor is gonna get connected onto shots by Royalkiss. Prones his way down. Be careful not to get shot up by the members of MVP. On top of Everest. Oh, Tika onto 2. Wait. Okay, yeah, Tika onto 2-door, and then I believe Bazzi onto Rokus. Ho-ho-ho! Couple of third-party shots coming through as Harbor's gonna try and get the revive. Victor onto Johnny. Victor confirms Johnny as well, so Red Reserve is asserting their dominance. As the next phase did move up, it went heavily down to Southwest with Everest right in the center of this phase 3. Rokus confirms Slobos to take that member dope away. The revive has come through as well afterwards. Means Navy is providing that support. Marley is in the back line. Just being careful of what could be going on behind them because the circle has shifted against them. Them being on the edge of the circle on phase 3 isn't a bad thing, but there can be creepers coming in from behind, right? When you're looking at Bloodline, even X Team, a level up, and you know, team pushes. That's something Red Reserve are going to have to hold on to as well. Keep an eye on what's going on in the kill feed there. Navy is pushed away, further away from the rest of his team. Maybe going to try and find a better position inside the circle. So that's good, good proactive scouting coming out from the members of Godsent. MVP trying to push back, dope and separate them quite nicely. Red Reserve have opted to go a little bit forward, so could clash up against the members of Godsent pretty quickly. But it's a matter of, do they exactly know that they are there? They didn't know because Rokus just didn't really reveal himself. His team dope have crashed onto the compound of the last remaining player of Romanian squad. Raz inside there, and actually team push. It's a 3-way fight as Andy gets a knockdown on the Bazzi. Mario, Claw, CLW, and Andy going up the building as Raz just stayed quiet, staying prone. He's got an Uzi and an extended clip, 35 bullets. Ready to shoot up against the members of Team Push, but he's biding his time. They don't know he's there. They have absolutely no idea. Bobby's out in the open, but he is quite closer to the center part of the circle. Kailas gets knocked by a member of Team Dope. I don't know exactly what has happened to... Oh yeah, Red Reserve crashing on top of... Why were you trying to crash Everest? Surely you knew there was people there. Oh well, MVP, credit where it's due. You have held on to Everest for now. Opting to keep together as pretty much a full squad. That's what I like to see. Neymar, Tika, Danny along with Senzo sticking together. Tika did go down, but still is a 3-man team. That's pretty good. Danny sending himself across the western side of Everest. Like, I think when you're trying to hold on to Everest, you really have to commit to one side, right? You either commit to the west or the east. East is easier to breach in my eyes, so if you protect the east, it is more valuable as a Romanian squad have gone down. Or ROSQ, should I say. I know it probably stands for Romanian squad, but Team Dope have one player left standing out in the open. Godsent are inadvertently swinging around him, but they don't really know that because he is prone down. I like the... Oh my god, look at that circle shift right towards the crates of George Paul with Everest still in play. The warehouses could be really key along with that compound that's just outside George Paul crates. 4 Romanian men right ahead of Godsend. They could clash alongside each other as Godsend are going to opt to try to go up Everest Hill when you're in vehicles. MVP have surely got to hear that. Are you going to stay on top? Okay, so this is... Oh my god, what the hell? Godsend and MVP are going to hold on to Everest together, one on each side of each other. I like the scouting though, in fairness, from Godsend. Instead of like full sending into one of the compounds, they're getting information and they're preparing for any kind of better shift. For 4 Romanian men also rotating quite nicely on the west side with level up inside those warehouses, which I did mention was going to be valuable. But there's no point in being near the warehouses if you're not inside it, and that's where Kendo has gotten himself taken down. Zuby at least able to knock down Dexter, which means I was gonna say there's a chance he could have gotten the revive, but nope, that ain't happening. Will Bam be able to get the revive onto Dexter? We'll have to wait to find out, as the universe has stayed relatively quiet, but they are on the northwestern tip of the circle as the blue zone is closing in on phase 4. Team Push are in that compound that they were able to take down 2 squads. 3-man team of Clay Alpha are in the crates. And I like the fact that they're not being inside the crates, right? Like, they're not being deep in the middle of crates. They are opting to hang around on the north edge so they can, or the south edge, should I say, as they try to get a lot of information. As X team rotate a little bit late, and they kind of pay the price with 3 members being knocked down. It's just Nightmare left standing. You can't rotate like that at this late stage of the game, coming into phase 5 without suffering from a couple of casualties. And there's a difference between a couple of casualties and 3 players knocked down when you were a full squad, and Nightmare is going to be put down to half health. Kapahala of Bloodline, we saw him in the previous split of PMCO light things up with his teammates, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And then 4 remaining men are able to get another kill onto the members and level up as the circle does go. Look at that circle shift right down outside pretty much the crates of George Paul, which means the position held onto by Godsent is pretty valuable, but they are being aware of what's going on behind them, because there is this side of Bloodline ready to bleed the members of Godsent. All in, looking to go all in, send himself forward, a Purian and Orphan. This is very difficult to hold onto the western side of Everest. The high ground, although in some way puts you in a favorable position, you are a little bit more exposed. The members of X team still holding on, as well as Royalkiss is able to get a great knockdown. Burian being put down to very low health. Kapahala from behind should be able to provide some nice cover fire, but not before a grenade knocks down Burian. Shots are being fired through from both sides. The grenades flying in all directions. Marley and the rest of the Godsent members are close together, but are they a little bit too close for comfort as grenades are flying up? Rourke is going to go down the hill, covering to go on the side, but he's going to be close to a 1v2. He's going to get knocked down. Nice reaction. But can they still continue on as Marley is going to try and go for the shots, but they're not connecting. Marley's going to get put down to his knees. It's just Navy that's left standing for the members of Godsent, but he's able to get double knocked down. Navy being the hero of the day, the savior for the masses as the blue zone is closing in. He's going to have to just full send it down Everest and face the demise of the blue zone as he fights his way against it. Nightmare still trying to hold on. He could get the shots on towards Navy. As Bam and Dexter's knocked down. Bam is hopefully going to be able to get that revive off. Nightmare staving off the pressure. Kapahala so low on health. Surely X team, you got to see Kapahala. Indeed he did, and indeed he took down Kapahala. Nightmare, credit to him and X team being able to stay in this game, getting down to the last 6 teams. 10 players that's standing. MVP have held on to Everest for so long, and they continue to hold on. As Senzo looks to get the shots onto CLW, prones his way down. That's going to be the work of his teammate Danny coming on through, but CLW gets a 1v2 out of nowhere on the eastern edge of Everest. Now he's going to heal himself up. The members of Clay Alpha are now ready to fight, ready to bite. The dogs have been let loose.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger
Club. And they're going to
Club.
leash on towards a yard that is the edge of Everest. You don't get Tanic and Safarali. What a great 1v2 by CLW of Team Push. That's the kind of clutch you want to see in a competitive setting. That's what these scrims are for, right? Preparing you for those clutch moments as Navy is able to take down Nightmare. Woo-hoo-hoo! The Nightmare has become the dream for Navy as he puts himself into the top 4 for the Godsent team. 4 remaining men have been able to hold on. Got the revive onto Dexter. 4 teams, 7 players up. The 3-man team of Clay Alpha gonna come through. Of course, CLW tried to fight to tell the tale, but indeed he got taken out after getting a knockdown. Tannic is forward, looking to cook up a grenade down the hill of Everest. What a way to end this game 1. I asked for a military base for the first game, but I don't think I could have asked for a better edge of Everest on the south side of it. Well, actually, the north side of it. Overlooking George Paul Crates. Tannic is going to be able to knock down Dexter once again. That's probably going to be confirmation coming through. Bam and Navy so close to each other, yet they're on separate teams either side of this rock. One on the high ground, one on the low ground, as the 3 members of Clay Alpha is going to finish off the last remaining player of Godsent. And now comes down to a 1v3. Shots are being fired up. He's going to get 1 knockdown. He's not going to get another, because in the end, Clay Alpha confirmed the chicken dinner and finished this game up in first with 6 kills. What a solid game 1 coming here in the Zenith ProEU PUBGM Mobile PMCO Scrims. Clay Alpha first place with 6 kills. 4 Romanian men in second with 6 kills. Credit to Dexter and Bam for holding on as long as possible. Godsent in third with 325, 527, 8 kills, all down to Navy being clutch.
Thank you for the
getting
follow.
3 knockouts onto the members of Bloodline. Of course, Kapahala was outstanding for Bloodline, but he was further back. He had to try and fight his way into the blue zone. Didn't make it, but with sliver of health and got taken down by Nightmare. Talk about Nightmare. X-Team finishing in 5th. Nightmare being the lone survivor for his squad, getting 1 kill along the way. Team pushing 4th, down to CLW, getting a really nice clutch 1v2 on towards the edge of Everest against MVP. MVP in 6th, getting 7 kills, so nothing wrong with that. You know, Bloodline in 7th with 3 kills. Universe in 8th with 5-6 kills. Level Up Esports. Man, why is my phone going off? God damn it. Team Dope in 10th with 1 kill. Roscu in 11th with 0 kills. Red Reserve in 12th with 6 kills. A nice amount of kills, but really that poor rotation up Everest like that on the eastern edge was just kind of poor in my eyes. And MVP were prepared and they shut them down relatively quickly. Atlantis Cycle in 13th, you had Sirens in 14th, you had Gun in 15th. Whoa, what a game 1, coming out 4. I know I've said it multiple times, but game 1 was pretty nice. I like it. It felt good, man. Felt good. Felt good, man, indeed. Okay, so I have... Yep, so I'm going to get ready. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Rizzy, Friederlow, Sheriff for the follows. Thank you, Hoppa7 as well. Much love to you all. Hope you have been enjoying the games. I've got the room code for game 2, so let me just insert this. Thank you, Hayat Nuru, for the follow. Super appreciate it. Anybody that is tuning in over on YouTube, really appreciate the love and support as well. You're all kick ass.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger Club.
Thank you very much for the follow, Dexter PUBG. I presume that's Dexter from is that Dexter from one of the teams? I forget now. Either way, let me join into this room for game 2. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a little bit of a break afterwards. Just for a couple of minutes. Just joining the room. I join on both my iPad and can you make cool. Okay, so... Okay, cool. Now that I'm in the room, alligator. Hey, it doesn't matter if it's 1 person, 2 people, or 9 people. I really appreciate anybody that is tuning in, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a quick break, guys, but I'll be back for game 2 in a short couple of minutes. Get ready for some pretty insane action. I think it's Miramar for game 2. No, it's actually Sanoff, baby. Welcome to the jungle. See you guys in a couple of minutes. Boop, 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 boop. I'm back. Thank you for sticking with me, boys and girls, as we prepare to get into game 2 here in Sandhawk of the Zenith ProEU PUBG Mobile PMCO Scrims. So like I said, hello Midoriya. Why did you change your hairstyle? Your previous hairstyle looked beautiful on your beard. I didn't change my hairstyle. It's more the fact that hair grows, Midoriya, and I do need to get a haircut, which I will probably get some point next week. But yeah, these all these teams, I believe, have qualified for the PUBG Mobile PMCO EU region. So I'm excited to see what these teams can do. Game 1 went over to the side of Clay Alpha, which I do need to remember these things. So let's get into game 2 as I change scene for all you lovely people. Circle relatively central, going from north west down to southeast. Try to see where these teams do look to drop. I'm gonna pause the music, and then move in, see where these teams are moving down. Seems like Rosq are gonna be dropping in Hatting, I believe, with decided Team 7, Clay Alpha, close by. Actually, no, Clay Alpha seems to be going more towards split dropping on the North Island. Actually, yeah, nice split drop by the members of Clay Alpha. Gun going towards Tapmock, which I think is pretty viable because I don't actually see too many teams dropping and landing in Tapmock. So Tapmock / Cow, so that's pretty good. Godsent gonna be in boot camp along with Marty on the other side. Well, actually, no, he's going towards boot camp. Bloodline on the east. You have Sirens split dropping 2-2 across Quarry, which I think is pretty good. Atlantis Cycle going to be dropping in Painan along with the side of MVP. Tika is outside Painan for now, so it's kind of a 3-man MVP so far inside Painan. Phase on Circle on the north, far north as well at that. Wow, nobody landed in Paradise Resort. You have a level up on the northwest island of the coastal line. You have 4 Romanian men split dropping extremely heavily. I don't know what the story is with that, but that's a split drop if I've ever seen it. And it is going to be Universe against Red Reserve. Now, these two teams yesterday both landed in Sami, so I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top this time. Last time it was Universe, I believe, overall. So Elod is further back on the rocks of the high ground, which I think is pretty valuable. But we did see yesterday Red Reserve weren't afraid to go into the roofs, as X team have had one of their players knocked down on towards the... Actually, yeah, because Cyclone actually went for a little bit of a split drop, but whoa, what the hell? Cavasconi has just got a 1v3. Was that a 1v3 from Cavasconi? Yeah, 1v3. All on his own. With an Uzi. And no helmet and no vest. I don't know exactly what led to that, but by God, he's broken them in half. He's broken them in half. Wow. It's going to be a nice easy nice easy rotation for Bloodline. Coming in from the east, they can settle themselves on one of the compounds to the east of Paradise Resort while moving in on towards the high ground outside Ban. It's also going to be pretty easy for Sirens. Of course, they had a difficult game 1 going down to the hands of Red Reserve pretty early on, rotating from the north side. So this could be definitely an easier rotation. Level Up will have to choose how they want to rotate. As Cavasconi is going to get knocked down by was it Virus that got that, or was it MVP? I think it was MVP. I think it was Senzo that got that done. Couple of members from Atlantis Cycle knocked down. means they are just down to, yeah, E-Dig is going to be last player standing. Unless you can get some kind of revive. Tika now coming in on the right side of Painan. Along with Danny and Neymar following suit. Sheriff is going to get confirmed. That means that they know, Cycle knows that MVP are on their side. I don't like the fact that there's 3. Actually, no, I don't mind that. I'm gonna respect that rotation from MVP, sending 2 players across to join up with Tika. But Virus coming in for the third party on the Atlantis Cycle. Ooh, this is interesting. 3 teams around this Painan area. Kevin Sconey is still providing some form of insight and player wise, but not much. Shots are being fired off. Virus is actually going to find out Godsent, but E-Dig is going to get confirmation on a Virus. But now this is the time for MVP to strike. Tika has a third-person perspective, knows that E-Dig is there, cooking up a grenade. Nothing connecting for now. Virus, yeah, it was actually Virus that knocked down Kevin Sconey, so revenge was indeed served onto Kevin Sconey by Virus and X Team before Virus did eventually go down. See, MVP, go aggressive. Why not? Like, you would have seen on the kill feed, I don't get why you're not going aggressive. If all 3 members rotate in one area, like, why send Tika back over? Or even just in any way go for that direction. Go for the full send. That's where communication has to be imperatively pulled out. That's where you've got to get that 1 unit, 1 push coming through. Shots are being fired. The blue zone is closing and E-Dig finds Senzo. E-Dig's going to confirm Senzo. It becomes a 3v2. As we do see Susain going down to play his own. Godsent leaving E-Dig on his own inside the building. He's able to get first aid kit off. He's going to have an idea. Oh no, he's going to get spotted out on the bottom floor of this building. That's going to be too much. He's able to get knocked down onto Neymar, but not before going down. And that's the end of the Atlantis cycle. See, MVP didn't have to lose Senzo. Why? Because Senzo should have known, and communication should have been valuable enough to the point where they knew they had them cornered. But it is what it is, as Phase 2 has centered up quite nicely with it shifting down south, but it is more, once again, on the north side of this map. Is Gun actually in this game? No, Gun aren't in it, and Gun have not joined the lobby for this game. So 12 teams, 44 players left standing. No, Gun are in this game. What am I saying? Gun are there. Good looking in the direction of Godsent. Then yeah, I do have the one and only Clay Alpha right in between these 2 teams. I think Sensei God knows, and he's in that sniper tower, so he's a little bit exposed if he gets caught out, while the rest of his team is in those compounds further to the west. Ross Q now going across the bridge, level up, have a bit more space to go. No, across the bridge, across the water, should I say. Level up, have a bit more space to go across the water. And this is where Sirens, I think, are being a little bit too passive, right? You know, I'm all for being aware, but you easily would have had the high ground information that you... Like, I don't get why you're kind of proning down so much, you know. Don't be afraid, be confident. This killer gets knocked from Rosq. But hands a level up. Being able to spot that player out, that's going to be confirmation, putting Rosq down to 2 players. Universe onto MVP, or should I say MVP onto Universe. Neymar able to get that kill onto Elod. Oh, nice and juicy. Puts Error Universe down to 2 players. Error and DC now left standing as a Red Reserve did rotate nicely on towards the east. They're still up as a full squad. They're going to get pretty close to Sirens. Bloodline did go ahead of Sirens, and that's where the kind of the fear in my eyes for Sirens is going to hurt them when it comes to a truly competitive setting, because playing on the edge of the circle isn't a bad thing. But if you're going to be a little bit too passive, especially in Sanhok on the edge of the circle, there's a higher chance you're going to get caught out. I know Sanhok is kind of the home of third parties and kind of snaking your way. I just think it doesn't hurt in these kind of scrims to try to take control from that point of view. Level up, Roz, Q, and Gun are all relatively close to each other. I think Mamula has a bit of an idea using that little bit of a dip of the black hole, as I call it. He's actually no, he's not protected from. Oh, he's kind of protected from level up behind that rock. Shots are being fired by Zuby. He sees where Mamula is. Kendo's gonna be on the other side, kind of flanking around. Mamula is going to be connected upon. That's nice, coming out from level up. I thought Mamula was a bit exposed, to be honest. I know he has a couple of rocks, but I feel like when you got a black hole right behind you, use the black hole to your advantage, right? You know, stay in cover inside there and use that low ground to kind of peek and shoot. Mamula is going to look to disengage away. Kendo is actually being proactive on his rotation on towards the edge of the circle, as phase 3 has shrunk in quite nicely, staying quite up north. So that's where Bloodline has now got an advantage over the likes of Sirens, right? Because they got ahead of them, they rotated more effectively, and Sirens are going to have to try and push in. They're still up as a full squad with Yatum, Aaron, Luna, and Ali. Team Push are kind of behind them, but they're in vehicles. Red Reserve have rotated really nicely far on the east and gone ahead of like the Team Push and MVP. MVP are going to stop right close by. Onto Team Push and knocked down by Danny. On to Mario. It's a me and Mario. It's a me and Manizio. It's going to be Mario knocked down. Kill will most likely be confirmed. It's a nice play, but Team Push might be looking to come back for revenge. They do have that little bit of a compound on the side of a rock, but surely MVP, you got to be aware of that. Neymad, why are you going in the bike like that? Very risky, and then Tika following suit as the blue zone's closing in. That spread by MVP is very risky, but nice grenade by Danny to confirm the kill onto Mario and put Bobby down to extremely low health.
Ginger Club.
And Danny finds Bobby. That's good. Leaves Andy on his own, prone down as the blue zone is closing in. But still, I kind of don't get why Neymar went so far away from the rest of his team. And actually, no, sorry, it's not just Andy, it's CLW there as well. CLW is on the high ground by Neymar. Neymar is low in health. Inside the bike. What the hell, Neymar? What are you doing? Where are you going? Yeah, that's really stupid. I'm sorry. Like, there's practicing and then there's just kind of silly play. And that was definitely silly play. Nice rotation by Red Reserve coming on the northeast side, avoiding all the action. 4 Romanian men are going to get connected upon by Bloodline. Bloodline being proactive, but Kapahala was knocked down. Nice stuff indeed, but Revive will come through pretty effectively. That will at least stop Bloodline from being extremely aggressive, as Dexter is going to get a knockdown onto Norfen with the help of WWS being that sightline. And a grenade from WWS. WWS will confirm the double kill onto Bloodline. Team Push confirms the kill onto Neymar. That's pretty good stuff indeed. Once again, the circle goes up north with Gun, who landed around the Cow Tapmock area. Will be pretty much center of the circle with Tapmock in play quite aggressively. Godsent have been really reactive and moving on those circle shifts. That's how you react to the circle shifts. Always moving, always getting information. That's exactly how you want to play this game. Even Red Reserve have been proactive, even though they've had further to travel. They've been constantly moving, but they haven't been moving too directly. They've been wrapping around across the circle really nicely. Now they can come in on the edge of the circle with the high ground and get that information on what kind of teams could be around them. When you're looking at the likes of Team Pusher or coming in by the side of the road in that vehicle, they're going to get spotted by Godsent. Surely Godsent has seen them. They've seen that vehicle. Yeah, they've seen the vehicle at least. Now they're going to just occupy themselves inside the shack and hope that they can survive for as long as possible. Still 34 players left as we are in the 12-team mark of this game. Sirens hovering around the edge of the circle, yet to get inside, but at least they could be coming into the circle relatively quickly. There's a decent bit of high ground, and they can get that bit of information on the likes of Godsent. Level up to the Southwestern Bloodline. Losing 2 players have had to be a little bit slower on their reaction because of that engagement, and could get gatekeeped by Sirens on the edge of the circle. Riders are opting with that information that they got to go into Cow, with Frost being on the front line on the edge, which I think is very important that you are not deep inside the city of Cow for Romanian men, going for a little bit of a similar rotation. But that's where Novas is going to have to be calculated on how he positions himself, because now you could see the stab in the back from 4 Romanian men, WWS and Dexter, either side of each other. DC onto Johnny of RosQ puts them down to 2 players. Universe still sticking inside this game. The next circle does go in the favor of Godsend, opting to go towards the east side. Gun is inside Tapmock. Tapmock is still in play because it's such a vast area when you look at the other compounds around Sandhawk. So they can opt to spread themselves nicely across the logging area of this building, as the edge of Cow is just about inside the circle. So it's going to be double important for Red Reserve to take down 4 Romanian men from behind. You do also have RosQ swimming in the water, coming in and flanking around beside them. And then the last remaining player of MVP, that's going to be Danny, taken down by Dexter. Just like that, MVP go down. 11 teams left. Sirens going to be coming down the hill. Godsend protect themselves all around them, getting knocked down onto Burian. That's going to be confirmation coming through. Level up could be clashing up against the Alpha Clay. Noxion's going to come down in amongst the blue zone. That's going to be it. That's going to be a Baka onto Lunka. And that's just going to be hard boyd left standing. Actually, no. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It was actually Alpha Clay that got the better of them in the end overall. As Ali gets knocked down, Luna's going to get knocked down, Aaron's low in health, Yatum's going to get knocked down. That's going to be pretty much the end of the Sirens. Why? Because they rotated too late. They had to go down the hill. They didn't know their terrain that well. The circle shifted against them and they paid the price. Godsent are going to get the shot on towards them. RosQ going to be getting punished by the members of Alpha Clay. Gun holding on, but Zaniel is knocked down. Red Reserve holding on to the edge of the wall. The circle has gone in the favor of Red Reserve. They are now inside the circle, so the likes of Godsent are going to have to move outside of their compound as Herb gets knocked down. Yatum holding on to actually knock down Rulkis. Good stuff coming out from the French. Maestro, the Missy, the Madame, the lady that is Yatum. Along with Ali knocked down. Ali's getting a bit of information. Revo's knocked down, but with the smokes being thrown out, he can make his way across the road. Victor's going to get knocked down by RosQ. Killer, the last player up, putting a stop to Red Reserve's push to take teams out as he tried to make their way into the circle. Reese, who got revived. Actually, no, Reese got the final blow. Yatum gets taken out. Ruckus confirms that squad wipe onto the ladies of Sirens, and it is going to be 5 teams left standing from 12 teams to 5, just like that, the drop of a hat. And Killer is still being that one-man army, getting another knockdown onto Novas. CLW being one of the 2 players left up for the side of team push. We saw him get some mighty work done in the first game in Erangel. Can he do the same thing? He's going to go for it. CLW gets a knock and a confirmation onto Royalcus, with Andy helping to get the squad wipe on the Godsend. Team push, just don't stop stopping until they get shot down. As Gun are going to be coming out of
Welcome to the
Tatmock. Still coming up as a bit of a squad. Red Reserve have yet to take down the last remaining player of RosQ. Killer holding on for dear life. Red Reserve knows exactly where he is. Killer gets a knockdown on the Frost, but that's going to be a play zone, denying Killer not much more. But with the blue zone closing in, this could just be a matter of Novas trying to hold on. That's going to be the play zone getting better. That's going to be the end of Red Reserve, simply because they couldn't take down Roscoe and then Team Push come in with the No, it wasn't Team Push, it was Gun. I thought it was Team Push, but Gun coming in with the winner chicken dinner, holding on to top mark. The circle started in the east, it ended on the east, and Gun claimed this game 2 in Sandhawk with 10 kills for their side. Wow. Team Push in second with 4 kills. Another great showing for Team Push in terms of, staying in this game. Of course, you don't really want to be down to 2 players in the end, right? You don't want to be, struggling members-wise at the end. But when you're talking about being down to 1 or 2 players and staying in this game, Team Push are in my eyes, proven to have that kind of reputation. Red Reserve, a much better result with 3rd place, but with only 2 kills, I feel like they kind of missed really core opportunities, allowing themselves to get put under a lot of pressure by Roscoe with Killer getting 3 kills for his side. Godsent in 5th, just because of Circle going against them at the very end, it kind of really stopped them, stopped them from dominating this game. They did at least get 6 kills, so when you're looking at aggression wise, they're continuing to be aggressive and kill hungry. Sirens in 6, no kills, but a much better placement result. I still want them to be more proactive on their rotations. They had so much of an opportunity to gain such a more valuable position inside the circle. Yes, they don't have the hindsight that I would have of knowing where every team is, but you don't know unless you send a scout, unless you move forward. If you stay back, you 150% don't know the position of the other teams around you. But at least if you send a scout or if you put yourself forward, you are learning more about how teams are rotating. Of course, they can look back on this VOD and gain that level of information and knowledge, which I always hope to provide that as much as I can. Clay Alpha in 7th place, getting 4 kills. 4 Romanian men in 8th with 3 kills. Bloodline in 9th with 2 kills. Level Up in 10th with 1 kill. Universe in 11th with 0 kills. MVP in 12th with 7 kills. So, poor placement result, but a nice chunky amount of kills for MVP. At least will, when you're looking at competitive setting, would perk them up. Atlantis Cycle in 13th with 5 kills. X-Team in 14th with 1 kill. So, because we didn't start with 16 teams, that, of course, does hurt the amount of team players in lobby, etc. But either way, pretty solid game 2 over in Sandhawk. As I do look to join in for game 3 here.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger
Zenith
Club.
ProEU PUBGM Mobile Scrims. Thank you very much for the follows, guy. Ume and thank you for the follow, Ume. Super appreciated. Much love to you. Let me just join in this room for game 3. Okay, and let me just join in on my iPad. I said I'll join in on my iPad as well as my emulator, just in case I have any kind of technical issues with my emulator. Then I can instantly change to my iPad and continue on streaming and showing the games, So I think that's something that I definitely want to make sure that I'm able to do. Down to my left.
Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Ginger Club.
Thank you very much for the follow. I don't know why it's not showing through, but either way, I'm going to go on a bit of a break, guys. We'll be getting into the 3rd game of the day in a relatively quick amount of time. So until then, see you all in a couple of minutes, and thank you very much for tuning in to the stream and supporting me and supporting the team, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I'm back. I love how quick these games are to start. From when the room code is released, like they don't hang about. They're like, hey, get in now. You only have a couple of minutes. I really like that. From my point of view, it's better for me. I don't know why I didn't get a drink. Just get a drink. Yeah, from my point of view, it's just better in terms of like break of streaming, and it means I can talk for a couple of minutes, then I have a couple of minutes break, and then come back just before the start of the game. Talking about the start of the game, we're about to get into Sandhawk Bay, not Sandhawk, Vikendi, baby, the chilly mountains of Vikendi. Let's go, let's go. There you go. Plane path, pretty central, going from west to east. Not too bad. Shouldn't be too hard. We all know that the circles of Vikendi are ones to not be messed with. Yep, we know that. So I'm excited to see what phase 1 is gonna be like. Gun dropping relatively early towards Vihar, which I don't know if that's their normal drop spot, to be honest, but I'm excited to, you know, let's not forget that I'm still learning about these teams in preparation for PMCO, so I want to be able to somewhat get an idea of where all their drop spots are. Alpha Clay landing towards Krisha. Stubborn Mesa is going to be occupied by Team Dope and Roz Q respectively. Level Up split dropping across a couple of compounds. The side of Bloodline going to be in Garoka. Phase 1 is whoa.
You need to unlock your device to do this.
Okay.
You can.
Okay, this is stupid. I need to disable Bixby. Hey Bixby. Turn off. Okay. I don't know why, but it didn't used to be like that. But phase 1 circles, relatively, we don't see any sirens. No sirens for this game, which is strange. MVP gonna take down a member of 4 Romanian men right off the bat. Means 4 Romanian men are gonna be down to 2 players with WWS being taken out. Just Dexter and GV now left standing. Red Reserve, they normally go towards the east anyway by Hot Springs and Cantor, so it's going to be nice and easy for them to move their way down and then rotate up maybe towards Podvosto. Nobody landed in Podvosto. Level Up, going to get close to one of the members. Actually, a couple of members of Team Push with CLW going down. It's going to be a confirmation by Zuby. 2v1. That's not going to be working out for Zuby. He's going to get confirmed. That's going to be a revenge served on the cold landscapes of Vikendi for Team Push on the Zuby. But they have lost a player that has kind of helped put them in a strong position on the first 2 games. So that's that. Could we see Level Up try to exact revenge towards the edge of the circle? Atlantis Cycle and Villa by their own, easy peasy. Is there any Godsent as well? Where's Godsent? How many teams actually joined? 14 teams. Yeah, Godsend are there. Yeah, Godsend are in Volnova. There you go. Okay, yeah, kind of not able to find a shot from the Team Push. Just really paranoid with a couple of teams not showing up, you know? MVP could move towards Mount Kresnik. Mount Kresnik would be a great place to hold on to for this phase 1, because when you really look at it, it's, of course, Mount Kresnik is really hard to hold on to as a huge mountain, but to turn off.
I didn't understand that.
Oh my god. I need to turn this off. Okay, cool. I've actually turned it off so that it... That was really annoying me. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but in saying that though, Atlantis Cycle have moved from Villa to Mount Kresnik relatively early, but they're choosing to go towards the central/north of Mount Kresnik, whereas MVP are on the south side of Mount Kresnik, which I think is pretty good going for that 2-2 split from MVP. I'm excited to see MVP gaming play. I think they've improved a lot. They've added some strong firepower to their side, and it seems like they're playing pretty well. These from initial thoughts. As Reserve rotate from Hot Springs, leaving Frost inside there, and Kayla sends himself forward. Pretty good. Once again, being proactive on their rotations. I like that, but from Reserve, quicker and quicker as they move on. X team opting to go for the north side. Andy's forward, along with Nightmare and Nikki behind him. This is going to be a very, very passive early game overall. Could see, well, actually, Team Push are just ignoring that and going right past Level Up and Team Push. Dope is still kind of getting pretty close towards RosQ. RosQ, once again, only starting with 3 players. Tudor, is he able to get those shots off? He's waiting. Oh, now he's shooting up. He doesn't quite find Ra. So now his position has been spotted, so he looks to disengage away, which I think is very wise by Tudor. Because he's like, nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No problem, Midoriya. Good luck. Take it easy, man. Enjoy watching the Champions League. Okay, Gun, being aware that their rotation shouldn't be too heavy coming out from Vihar, so they stopped on the other side of the river of Goroka. Bloodline have rotated quite closely on the western side of Mount Kresnik towards the side of Atlantis Cycle. That's where Atlantis Cycle are trying to push them back, heading shots on towards Durian. Kapahala peeking on through on the side of the rock. Getting a bit of damage onto Kevisconi. Neymar goes onto 4 Romanian men Dexter. That's pretty good by MVP. That's going to leave GV the last player standing for 4 Romanian men. Nice grenades being fired out by Atlantis Cycle. Try and push back the members of Bloodline. I think it's important that Atlantis Cycle don't let them get too close, really. And then if you're looking on Bloodline, I would kind of disengage away before teams get too close to you, and they could, in theory, third party you. Godsent is being a bit proactive. He gets a knockdown onto Eurofen. That's really good stuff by Godsent. He was really thoughtful on his movement, knowing that Bloodline could come in from the side of that compound, and great prediction from Godsent. That was really nice. It is risky doing that on your own, don't get me wrong, but it was a bit easier for him to disengage should he have been put under a bit too much pressure. The fact that he was able to find that solo knock and that solo kill was great by him. So really good from Atlantis Cycle. Now if you're a Bloodline, if you can, completely disengage away from them. The fact that you've allowed Atlantis Cycle to get a 2-2 wraparound is a bit fearful, but because it's downhill, you might be able to disengage pretty cleanly. I do worry about All In. He might be a bit stuck. Because look at Sheriff. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, Sheriff. What are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? I'm all for flanking, but Oh, Atlantis Cycle. Oh, Atlantis Cycle. I don't know what to say, really. I really don't know what to say. Phase 2 moved up, has gone a little bit down towards the southeast. Red Reserve well inside the circle. They have to rotate quite nicely across the bridge line past Podvosto. Now they can choose where they want to go. They can go into Podvosto. They can go to one of those compounds there. MVP will have to think about where exactly they really want to position themselves. On one hand, this position is pretty solid because there's a lot of rocks and there's some high ground that is quite visible. But on the other hand, if they do have to disengage later on, it's kind of out in the open. I think stay where they are. Stay where you are, MVP. Red Reserve have opted to go onto one of the small compounds that are by the side of Mount Kresnik. Remember, Mount Kresnik is really fast. There's a lot of little pocket areas around Mount Kresnik you can play around. So even though it looks like you're kind of on the mountain, you're not really on the mountain. Kailas has scouted himself forward to a more prominent position that's closer to MVP. It's risky, but it could prove to be pretty good if they send the whole team up. That's exactly what they're doing. Maybe get onto one of those rooftops and get that core information. Protect that vehicle as well. It's going to be pretty valuable. Still, the fight goes on between Bloodline and Atlantis Cycle. Still a 3v3. Nothing really has changed. Nothing has really changed between these two. Yeah, that's where that was nice position by Red Reserve rotating away. They knew they'd been spotted. Kailas sent himself forward and knocked in and has come down onto Senzo. It's a matter of what they want to do with that. Trying to find that confirmation. Edig is actually being knocked down by Atlantis Cycle. So that could be the push through by Bloodline to get the squad wipe onto Atlantis Cycle. Makes it a 3v2 right now between these two teams. Kapahala going forward along with Burian. Following suit. Getting a bit of information. Kevisconi on top of the mountain. He has been spotted out by Godsent inside that building. But nice quick reaction by Kapahala thrown down behind that slight edge of the rock to get a heal off. Burian! Don't get spot out, my friend. Don't get spot out. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Your teammate took damage. Don't let yourself take damage. You need to have a stronger idea of where the other members of Atlantis Cycle are right now. Great play by Godsent to really protect his small area on his own. Edig is yet to be brought back to life, so he is still bleeding out. It's a matter of will he be able to get... No, he will not. He's going to be finished off by Burian. That's pretty good. Godsent is taking a decent bit of damage. I think, Kevisconi, you need to disengage from that mountaintop. You need to join up with Godsent as quickly as possible. You do still have a chance to win this team fight. But now Kapahala going up the stairs along with Burian. Burian, all in. Oh, it's going to be spotted out. Olin's going to find him. Not quite. Not quite. Godsent's still holding on. He has a sliver of HP. Where are you, Kevisconi? Get down for that mountainside and join your teammate. Godsent has single-handedly held on to this game for your side. And you're not joining up with him. I'm all for backline support. But backline support when you only have 2 players up is only going to get you so far. Come down for that mountaintop. Because if you get knocked, it's double effed. You're double effed if you get knocked. You only have a level 1 helmet. It's shot to pieces as well. The revive has come through. And the Kapahala Olin takes a bit of damage. Grenade being cooked up, I believe, trying to find Godsent. It's actually going to be smoke. Okay, cool. Burian has a sniper. Push back Kevisconi. Try and current the space, and that's going to be Godsent knocked down by Olin. Nice play. Nice play. Kevisconi can do nothing right now. And all this is all in the hands of Bloodline to push on through on top of the mountain to try and find a final blow into Kevisconi. 10 teams left, 30 players alive. Red Reserve have pushed further on towards the north of Mount Kresnik because the circle did shift up northwards on the previous phase. Gun. Nicely inside the circle. Team Dope and Godsent are going to be clashing up towards each other. Trading buildings. The grenades are going to fly out. Harb, 2-door, and Slowbo's trying to hold on as it is a 2v1. 3v3, should I say. 2 members of Godsent are going to connect on Harb on the Ruckus. Get that knockdown and down Marley on the side of the building. Oh, where Reeves go right now. Going to be joined up by Reeves on the other side. This is going to be firmly in the advantage of Team Dope. Reeves wrapping around the side of the wall. 2-door and Slowbo's moving around, repositioning. 2-doors by the side of the wall. Using that little bush to his advantage. Harvard's still inside the building, trying to find the members of Reeves. Reeves is gonna burn to Crisp, going through him. Molotov is gonna get knocked down, and then 2-door on the other side. It's gonna put a lot of pressure on the Marley. Comes down to a 1v1, but Slowbo's wins it in a flash, and that's gonna be Godsend losing out, and Team Dope continuing on in its game. Next phase shifts down towards the southeast, which means Red Reserve might opt to, because they should know that this area is clear. So if you disengage around the northeast of this circle and come down, possibly by the edge of Podvosta, that could be really good, because if you do it now, it's great, but if you leave it too late, there's a higher chance you could get third party. Rosq still in this game as a 2-man team. Have disengaged. Actually, no. Kevisconi has been able to stay around. Rosq still moving on. Are going to go pretty much through Mount Kresnik. Not a care in the world. That's exactly what Red Reserve doing what I predicted they should do. They did go for, like, look at that rotation by Red Reserve. I said they should do it. That's exactly what they're doing. It's a bit risky by Novas that it's kind of a bit too close to MVP, but MVP not really heavily prepared to take full advantage, as Frost is going to be the last player up. At least MVP know where Red Reserve are, so that's good for MVP. But when you think about kind of, you know, preparing for the next circle, Red Reserve have positioned themselves really nicely. Team Dope going up against Rosq. Johnny gets knocked to the floor, but not before knocking down a member of Team Dope. 2-door. Ryan Killer in the back line. Why did Johnny send himself forward like that without the rest of the team? When you're down, when you only have 3 players up, you just got to commit as a team, commit as a unit. Going a bit slow on their rotation. Stopping and not moving as proactively as I'd like to have seen them do. Same with Bloodline as well. Where's this next phase going to go? It's going to center up quite nicely between MVP and Red Reserve. Now, the good thing for Red Reserve is that if they anyway look to get breached, they're going to be able to spot any team breaching on them. But for MVP, there is a higher chance they could get caught out. Of course, MVP are inside the circle. Slobos gets a nice knockdown and a confirmed kill onto Ra. That's a really nice play from Slobos. Slobos is preparing for this full split PMCO really nicely. Good now. Move past the last member of Atlantis Cycle. Get onto Mount Kresnik. On the high ground northwest side. Being aware and taking care and attention to do a bit of scouting from Amula. They are a full squad, so that's pretty good for them. And this is where MVP, having TK in that position, right, that's a little bit further away from his team, but it's not too much. But it's enough to get a really nice couple of off angles compared to the rest of his team. That's very valuable. Of course, Bloodline getting pretty close to Gun. So we'll see how this plays up. As Gun are on the low ground. Bloodline are on the high ground. Both of these teams are inside the circle, so they can in theory look at each other for as long as the next phase shifts up. As much as the high ground does favor a team, of course when you kind of peek too aggressively onto a team on the low ground, you're exposing more of your body. So Bloodline will have to be aware of that. Never mind the fact that Kevisconi, the last remaining player from Atlantis Cycle, is still in this game. Although he's going to move down. He's going to get taken out. And that's going to be Kapahala. Taken down Atlantis Cycle. Shots have now been heard. Gun have found out where Bloodline are, but not without taking a couple of shots themselves, so they know where each other is as the circle does shift in the favor of MVP. Now World Reserve have got to decide what they want to do. There's a little bit of a crate drop in front of them where they can send those vehicles forward, throw out a couple of smokes and go across the road. There's the last remaining player of 4 Romanian men, GV, that could kind of pinch them in the side, as well as Team Dope coming in from the western side, or the southern side, more likely of the circle. They've gotten in there with Tudor pushing himself forward, out in the open. Bit risky, but that little bit of a low ground dip is at least helping them to get a bit of information before they in some way look to go in that direction. Killer still up for Rosq, proning down, using that third person perspective to try and get any kind of information, but because he's prone down, he's not able to get a bit of a higher ground elevated movement. Still also a remaining player, Clay Alpha. Sensei God still in this game. So 3 of the remaining 18s only have one. Actually, sorry, 2 of the remaining. Yeah, 3 of the remaining 18s only have one player up. That's 4 Romanian men, Rosq and Clay Alpha. Okay, so why? Okay, so Victor's able to get a knockdown onto Neymar. That's pretty good. Why are you not going in as a full squad though, Red Reserve? Full send the push in. Don't lose the advantage that you've gained by getting the knockdown onto Neymar. There you go. Kayla swinging his way on top of the roof as Frost finds Danny. Tudor's going to be able to take down Killer, last remaining player, Rosq. That bike play was 12 out of 10 by Red Reserve. But there's still 2 players inside the building. Neymar is on the side of the building on the little balcony area. That's what you call it. With Novas and Frost inside this building. Go in as a unit. Novas and Frost clean out MVP before it's too late. You do still have Tika around there. Senzo's joining up. Herbs gets a knockdown onto the members of Bloodline, as that fight between Gun and Bloodline is raging on. MVP was able to get the revive onto Senzo, so it is going to be 4v4 in this compound that is on the edge of the circle right now with Tika. Actually, no, sorry, it's a 3 as a... What the hell? Senzo is coming in to get a double knock, but not before he gets dropped to the floor, and the revive should hopefully come out onto the members of Red Reserve. But Neymar, where are you going? What are you doing? Neymar's gonna get dropped, and now it's gonna be Tika left standing for the side of MVP. Red Reserve had the manpower that proves too much. And Team Dope are now gonna climb in and take down the rest of MVP. And they get a stranglehold inside this circle. Gun on the north side. You still have the remaining player of Clay Alpha, Sensei God in play. Bloodline coming in from the low ground as a 3-man team was able to get the revive. Nice little drop coming through. And Sensei God just throwing up another smoke to try and find a way inside the western edge of the circle. Surely Gun have got to seen that smoke and thought, wait, was that one of us? No, it wasn't. Oh crap, there's somebody near us. Reserve going to be able to loot up the bodies of the MVP players, which means they're going to be able to get decent bit of utility, heals, ammo, whatever they need to try and stay in this game as they're down to the top 6. I know Red Reserve does regard Vikendi as one of their favorite maps and one of the best performing maps in PUBG Mobile. Let's see if they can make it work in this game. Bloodline have been able to wrap in on towards the eastern side of the circle. Kaylas finds Gurien using the high ground to their advantage. Victor also getting a nice little knockdown, I believe. And with the blue zone closing in. It's just on the eastern edge. It does move down. They've got to go down from the roof. Kalas gets dropped by Slobos of Dope. Novazan. Frost will be able to move in. Victor is still inside this game on the edge of the roof. Mamula drops down 2 doors, so it's going to be the pinch by Dope from Gun and Red Reserve. But never forget the fact that Bloodline is still inside this game. Mamula gonna get the knockdown onto All In. Confirm that kill coming through. Nicely done. Bloodline down to 2 players. Gun actually taking firm control, even though the circle has favored the side of Dope. Reserve pushing on through. Burian is going to get dropped to the floor. That's going to be the end of Bloodline. Victor onto Kapahala. Now gone. Looks to go into the position that Bloodline were in. Wolf's down on the low ground. Mamula on the high ground. And Herbs does indeed take down Sensei God. So that's going to be Zaniel knocked down. Herbs is going to be trying to get that revive as Novas finds the key angle, the key position, and gets a kill onto Zaniel. And Herbs is going to get taken down by Novas as well. Nicely done, Red Reserve taking control, moving in on the position. We still have 2 other teams in this game though. Mamula and Dope, Gun and Team Dope still in this game. Can't believe Mamula is on the bridge, still in this game. Smoke being cooked up. Try and protect and push on through. The blue zone is going to make his way. It's going to be Frost pushing on through on the low ground. He's nearly going to find Frost, but not before. He's going to get that support. And Mamula and Team Gun get knocked down 4v2 in this 3rd game of the day. Slobos on one angle going to get dropped. That's going to be Harb left standing. This is going to be close down, but Harb gets a double kill onto the members of Red Reserve. It comes down to a 1v1. Harb has pushed on through. What has happened to Red Reserve? How is Harb trying to hold on? Harb is able to get the chicken dinner for his side. 1v4. Unimaginable by Team Dope. Red Reserve. Red Reserve, what happened to you? All you had to do was compound in. But you allowed yourself to get angled and connected on 1 by 1. But what a play by Harb. What a chicken dinner. Oh my god, the ending of that game. Incredible. 11 kills for Team Dope to close this one out. Red Reserve in 2nd with 7, 8, 9, 11 kills. Gun in 3rd with 7. Clay Alpha in 4th with 3 kills. You had a Bloodline in 5th with 4 kills. 4 Romanian men with 0 kills. MVP in 7th with 2 kills. You had Roz Q in 8th with 1 kill. You had Atlantis Cycler in 9th with 1 kill. You had Godsent in 10th with 0 kills. X-Team in 11th with 0 kills. Team Push in 12th with 4 kills. And Level Up in 13th with 1 kill. Wow. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Like, what? Like, guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. I like the ending of that game. It should have been Red Reserves. I don't want to say they choked, but you definitely need to learn from that Red Reserve team. It was a great game by them up until that point. Like a really good game by Red Reserve up until that point. They rotated well. They reacted to the circle shifts. They got aggressive. They were dynamic on their positioning as well. Wow. Harb. Wow. Yeah. So that happened. Yep, that happened indeed. That happened indeed. Yep. Yep. I can't believe we actually got that 1v4. I just can't believe that. Yeah, you're telling me, Harman, it was indeed nuts. Like it was nutty, like a nut butter. Like that was. I don't know what to say. Like. I don't know what to say. Oh man. Hey, look, this is what scrims are for, right? You learn as a team, you learn as a team, you get better as a team, and that's what scrims are for, right? Where you expose those kind of weaknesses and you learn from it. So that's okay. It's okay, Road Reserve. Great game by Harp. Great game all around. A really great game. Like, you've no idea how kind of like speechless I am at that. So considering I'm kind of speechless, I'm going to go for a bit of a break, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes for game 4 of the evening. The last game of the day. It's going to be in Erangel. See you guys in a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, let's get to it, baby. Last game of the day. Woo 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 woo. Going back over to the hollow grounds of Erangel, the sunny pastures of Erangel, for the last game of the evening here in the Zenith ProEU PUBGM PMCO Scrims. I know it's a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister, but we can get through it. We can get through it together. We can get through it together. I believe in us. I believe in us. Plane path. Ooh, baby, that's a southerly plane path. That's a spicy plane path. Gonna make it harder for a few of these teams to move up north. How many teams do we have? We have 14 teams. Sirens are in here. Don't know why some of these aren't. If you sign up, you should compete in these scrims. Just saying. We do not have two teams for this last game of the evening. I believe Level Up Esports are not here. They haven't been here the whole time. Team 11, they are here. Team 15, yeah, X team aren't here. Shame, guys. If you register, you should sign up and play. If you sign up, you should play. Anyway, let's see where these teams are dropping, hopping, and ball bopping. Seems like we have a couple of teams heading towards Pachinki, Level Up, Bloodline, and one player of Atlantis Cycle. Okay, yeah, you're landing. Yeah. You're going right past. You're going right past. Definitely about Bloodline and Atlantis. Level Up right now. Back on to Kapahala. Going to be a knockdown. Feels bad, man, for Kapahala. Oh boy, that's a punchy. That's a punchy. Zuby's gonna feel my fist. It's gonna leave it on a 3v3. Universe and Gun fighting in Milta as per usual. The Universe getting the better of, I think, a Gun overall. Actually, no, Zaniel on to gold touch, and wow, they're trading knocks left, right, and center. Let's bring on over to there because I want to see what's happening. It's Error and DC now left standing for the side of Gun, with Error having Error and DC for Universe, with Mimula, Wolves, and Zaniel left standing for Gun. Hearts is confirmed. Got the PP in his hand. The Mula's hanging on the side of the wall, yet to really be spotted. With Error and DC going up onto the roof, gonna jump down. Possibly might to join up with Error. Why did you go on the other side? You're gonna. Oh, he's gonna get the drop shot on towards Mimula. Now as he wraps around, he's gonna get compounded. Nearly gonna get a double. But in the end, he actually does, because with the help of his teammate, he does enough to get this squad wipe onto Gun. Mimula didn't see it coming, he got caught napping, and he paid the price. Bloodline also do get the better of Level Up. So what was initially kill onto Kapahala has kept Bloodline up as a 3-man team, with only Kapahala going down. This is a nice juicy. This is a nice juicy phase 1. Look at that. Oh baby. So if I were Sirens, 12 out of 10, get a boat and go towards the western side of Military Island. 110%. MVP, you could even do the same across Ferry Pier, get that vehicle and get the boat and go across. If you're Godsent, either going to East Island or you could even just swim across around the central line there. 4 Romanian men has decided to send Dexter forward and actually rotating relatively early across the bridge, which I've got to give them respect, because when you do it early, there's a higher chance that you're not going to get caught out because the opposing team is not set up to essentially protect inside Military Island. That's where CLW was at least getting information, but he's only one man, so he can't really do too much with it. Of course, he has now got information.
Welcome to the Ginger.
Thank you very much for the follow, L YouTube. You know, he's at least got information, but because 4 Romanian men did that rotation early, it's not really anything they can take advantage of. Because Universe took down Decided Gun, they might be able to engage on towards Godsend. We see MVP are putting themselves on towards Dope. Dope feeling a lot of pressure with Slobos and Hard being taken down. It's just now Tudor that's left standing along with Bazzy. But where is Bazzy? I don't know where Bazzy is, but Tudor trying to hold on right now. He's going to get dropped. And that's going to be MVP being aggressive right now. Being aggressive, and Bazzy is just going to run away. Nice by MVP. Not losing a casualty. Getting 2 kills. Good stuff. Well, what will be 3 kills in fairness? Once Lobos is confirmed. Sirens taking their time to move away from Primorsk. Sensei God from Alpha Clay has been a bit of a scout. Just gotta be aware of the fact that Godsent could be moving on through, or team could be rotating through, and that exactly is Godsent, but Godsent stopping after the bridge to try and get a relevantly little bit of information. Marley followed by Reeves. I don't think Sensei God will be able to do anything about that, but once again, information being provided to the rest of his team to say, hey, there is a squad here. I don't know if he can disengage away. Oh, he's been spotted out though. He's been spotted out by the members of Godsent. So now Sensei God will have to make... there's going to be a decision for Alpha Clay. Either they leave Sensei God there and they rotate away and go towards the south side of Military Island, or they go towards Sensei God and try to take the fight on the Godsent. But Godsent are actually making that decision for Sensei God by Rolkis pushing on through the building, followed by Zuku. Grenade being fired up. Already connect on Sensei God, but Sensei God gets a lovely drop shot to Zuku. Nicely played by Sensei God. Now he's going to see the rest of the support for his team as Sensei God does get knocked. And now Tanic going to drop down Marley. Rolkis going to feel a lot of pressure. Zuka's yet to get revived up. Reeves is in the back line, but he's not going to be able to do that much. Can Rolkis heal up? He has a couple of bandages. He gets a couple of fires shot off in the direction by Tanic. Cooking up a grenade before he gets any kind of bandage to try and get that preemptive nice grenade by Rolkis to knock down Tanic. Get behind the wall. Get behind the wall. You know you're safe from that side of the building. Now you're out in the open. Now you're out in the open. You don't have any kind of time to get a bandage up. Move behind the wall. Move behind the wall, Rolkis. Your movement, your positioning is a little bit weak. Yeah, of course you there you go, Rolkis. Nice timing. Well, it's a little bit late, but at least the decision has been made. The revive onto Tanic after a smoke grenade being fired through. Nice by Rolkis onto Yuka with a sliver of health. He's still holding on inside this fight. Reeves staving off the pressure. Sensei God actually finds Reeves, so Rolkis now the last player standing. That's going to be Godsent taken out early once again by the one and only Alpha, who actually not again by Alpha Clay, but once again early on in the game, this time by Alpha Clay. And you know what? They didn't even get the kill confirmed on the Sensei God as well. That was great reaction by Alpha Clay. Remember what I said about they had a decision to make of either to leave Sensei God on his own and wrap around the west side, or go and take the fight. They went, they moved, they took the fight, and they won. Credit where it's due to Alpha Clay. Nicely done by them. Sirens opting to not go for a boat rotation. MVP have moved down towards the edge of Promorse. They might be going for a boat rotation, although they do have a good few vehicles on their side. Red Reserve, wow, that rotation from Red Reserve. That makes sense because really you don't expect to see teams this so close on the western side of Phase 1. Phase 2 has definitely gone in the favor of Military Island, but it shifted still a bit to the west, so there's a lot of water in play, less landmass available. Red Reserve could take a boat and come in, but they might be put under pressure by MVP. MVP will be doing something similar, looking for a boat. They'll be all in one line to get inside that boat. Sirens are opting to drive across to make their way into Military Island from the bridge. Atlantis Cycle. Is it Atlantis Cycle? Atlantis Cycle. Going to be on the coastal line. They do have Bloodline in front of them. These two teams are still inside the circle, at least for now, but you can imagine that by Phase 3 they're not going to be. Alpha Clay took out the side of Godsent. Will now move into Military Island, or into the base of Military Island, should I say. Going through all the broken airfield part to find a position inside the circle. That's where 4 Romanian men are at least reacting pretty effectively to their current position inside the circle. They did move over towards Military Island fairly early inside Phase 1. They have a bit of a 2-2 split with 2 in the compounds down on the low ground and 2 on the high ground, which is pretty nice positioning for now in the early parts of this game. We do have 11 teams and 38 players left, so even though there's less landmass based on the circle, there is more landmass available based on the players that are left inside lobbies. So that's something that the teams will be considerate of. Alpha Clay have been able to find a position nicely inside the circle of Phase 2. It's only a tiny house, but it is still something. They have a couple of vehicles to play with, and they are able to spread themselves nicely, with Tannic actually going on top of the roof. He's going to take a couple of shots. He's going to possibly get spotted out. Will he lose his life? Not quite. He's able to survive for now. Get out! And prone down! My lord! Whoa, you survived by the skin of your teeth. Buggy on fire. Tires blown out. But he still has that health in play. MVP, Red Reserve going for a similar rotation down the south coastal line. Sirens yet to make their way across Military Island, which I'm going to actually commend them for, right? Because the next phase could shift up north. Roscoe yet to do the same, but they're on that coastal line by ferry pier. I think they have a boat. I think Red Reserve saw MVP, and that's why they're opting to turn around and go towards that coastal line of the Military Island. So that's actually pretty good by Red Reserve. Will Universe see MVP though? And will MVP see Universe? Who's going to see each other first? They're not really doing much to actually find that information. As Tannic finds BAM of 4 Romanian men. 4 Romanian men have WWS along with I think it's GV. Yeah, GV up on the high ground with Team Push having all 4 members up onto the high ground on top of the cliffside, which is pretty good by Team Push. In fairness, credit to them. Roscoe now making that boat rotation, but I feel like that's a little bit too little too late, as Hardboy is able to take down Dexter. So that's 4 Romanian men taking 2 fights that they're not able to really grab hold of. They've lost Dexter. BAM's knocked down. It's going to be down to WWS and GV. MVP have been rotating pretty nicely. They have 3 kills so far. The compound is pretty nicely toward the high ground that they've gone right past. They can revert to that area as Bobby is going to take down WWS and GV is going to be left on his own, moving down the hill. Surely he's got to be spotted out by the members of Alpha Clay. Surely you've got to be spotted out by Alpha Clay. No way. No way, Alpha Clay. Come on, GV. The next circle has indeed now gone over towards Military Island 150%, but it's on that west coastline. There's a couple of key compounds in play. You're looking at you know, the one that Red Reserve seems to be heading towards. You have that little one where Sirens could move on towards, but why are they being so slow on the rotation? Why are they being so slow? I'm all for scouting the bridge. I'm all for scouting the bridge, but you kind of... So, how long do you need to scout a bridge? Like, you know, also look at the fact that there's only 35 players in the lobby as well, Sirens, right? And think, okay, 35 players left in the lobby, 11 teams. You don't know how many teams, but 35 players left in the lobby. We would have seen somebody on the bridge. They probably would have taken shots on us. Now they're moving across. They are still being cautious, which I've got to give them respect for. But now instantly turn right. Instantly turn right. And go to that con. See, the thing is, because they've been late on their rotations, they don't know where teams are. And that's the negative part of rotating so late. As MVP is going to get close to Universe. Universe did clash close towards the compound. MVP do lose a player. So, killer from Rosq coming in from behind. Arrow was knocked down, but he's yet to get revived up. It's going to be pretty much 3v1 for Universe on Descenzo. Although there is a little bit of a cheeky third party in play. Is there? Well, kind of from Atlantis Cycle, who are just kind of not really knowing where they want to go. Grenades are being flying out by Universe, not yet connecting on Descenzo. Molotov as well, that's going to burn Senzo, that's going to push him towards, that's going to leave him very low in health. Universe have got to be aware of. First aid kit as well, pushing on through, in through the door, down goes Senzo at the hands of Gold Touch. And that's going to be a confirmed kill on to Senzo, leaving just Tika and Danny left standing for MVP with Rosq behind them. Red Reserve on the coastline of this Military Island play. Sirens still being cautious, having themselves on the northeast side. Bloodline pushing on through. Team push on the high ground, right in the center of the circle. They have so much information. They have a full core idea where a number of these players and teams are. Bazzi of Team Dope is the last player up. He's just swinging his way up. Nowhere to run, nowhere really to hide for now. He's going right past the side of MVP. Just saying, hey, sayonara, konnichiwa. I'm going to keep on running, keep on moving. And get onto that coastline. Hey, he survived. Phew. Chris from Rosq gets knocked by Universe. The circle does go down towards the southeast in the favor of MVP and Team Push. Red Reserve are now outside the circle. There's that little compound that is in play, but it's down towards the hill where Team Push have core information. If Team Push was to play it right, they would actually send one of their players down to that little compound, just to have that bit of security. And if you're Red Reserve, you need to send yourself there right now. Either that or go to that compound, but I feel like that's a little bit too passive for Red Reserve, and it's not really being as proactive as I'd like to see. Rosq trying to rotate across the coastline, using the side of the rocks as a little bit of a protection point. That low ground proving to be somewhat effective for now as MVP tries to find the players of Rosq, and all the while on the other side, Universe are going to send themselves up on top of the hill, not necessarily realizing that there is the members of Clay Alpha, should I say, behind them. But Clay Alpha have their own troubles to worry about because Atlantis Cycle are taking a fight against them. Yunka and Tanik looking for Sheriff. Sheriff is now the last player standing behind a rock. A couple of their players knocked down, but that's going to be the end. That's going to be Clay Alpha getting a squad wipe and another couple of kills for themselves. 9 in total for this team in the last game of the day. This is going to be a little bit easier now for MVP to possibly take a couple of shots towards Clay Alpha, and actually vice versa, in fairness. Sorry, not MVP, I mean Universe. My apologies. But surely the shots have been heard by Andy. I know he doesn't want to go too close to Universe, but come on, you know, your sub is a full squad. Don't let Universe get too close to you. Phase 4, heading into Phase 5 of this game. Sirens have been able to get in towards the circle quite nicely as a 3-woman team. They see Red Reserve, indeed, Ali, with that bolt action. Still holding onto their vehicles as well, which is also important. Team Push will definitely have to be aware of what's going on. We see Bloodline and 4 remaining men, the last 2 players of their side. Rosq still getting closer to MVP, and the circle favors the compound held onto by MVP. There is still a high ground by Team Push on the northern tip of the circle, which is heavily in play, and this is where you gotta think for Red Reserve and Sirens. How do we want to play this? That tiny little compound Red Reserve can move to, it is still inside the circle. But Team Push are gonna have people coming in from behind them, and that's where you gotta know. Sirens could be feeling the heat from the members of Team Push engaging on through. You also have Burian and GV, but because they're just one player left from each side, they do not want to take each other out, so to speak, as Universe have just DC and Elod left standing. DC and Elod have been able to take down Clay Alpha. Luna got knocked down, but at least Ali and Yatum are left standing. Burian is going to be confirmed by GV. That's going to be them taking one of each other out. As we still yet to see Sirens inside the circle. Dope has been able to go in towards that tiny little compound that's just on the edge of the circle. Will Red Reserve notice? They will not just yet, because unless they really fully see the vehicle, it could be a bit of a surprise play. Red Reserve threading with caution, trying to get any kind of sightline in play. You also Rosq with that last remaining player hanging on to the coastal line. Chris from Rosq is going to get taken out, but Rosq is actually going to come in. What the hell? This is going to be Rosq taking down MVP. Rosq just took down MVP inside the building. That push proved to be too much for MVP. Universe from Error are going to be really put under pressure by Sirens. Yatum with that great grenade. And that's going to be Nova's on the Bazzi. That's going to be the end of the end. Yatum on the Error to confirm that kill. Putting Universe just down to Gold Touch and DC. Yatum on the high ground along with Luna and Ali. They were able to get the revive onto Luna, which keeps them up as a 3-person team. Getting that circle high ground advantage ahead of Universe, who are going to chunk that Phase 6 blue zone damage and send themselves up. The circle goes to the west against both of these teams, so it's going to be a fight for survival, a fight for the life as Luna jumps down, tries to get his shots in amongst the smokes for the members of Universe. As they come in with Unison, Golden Touch wrapping around on the side. Yatum is able to take down Gold Touch. Just DC left standing. DC takes down 1 member, 2 member. Now it's going to be Yatum. Going to get the clutch play to drop shot from Yatum and Sirens. But in comes the third party of Team Push. 4 kills in 5th place for Sirens. A solid result nonetheless. Team Push will have to push down the hill right now to get into the circle on this Phase 6. Red Reserve facing on the outskirts there, outside the circle, will have to find the bullets sprayed on the Team Push. They can at least kind of wrap around that little ridge that might be protected from Team Push, as Team Push are going to fight to push their way through. But Rosq, after taking down MVP, will be able to hold on to the southern tip of the circle. GV from 4 Romanian men is in the blue. Next phase, pushing up. These are the last 4 teams. Team push. ROSQ. 4 Romanian men and Red Reserve. All of them taking brunts of damage as the circle has gone northeasterly, kind of towards team push right now. But anything can happen. Tell you what is happening. Bobby is getting the sprays onto Callista. A CLW is going to be firing through in the blue zone. He's going to get knocked down. That's going to be a confirmed kill. That is going to leave Mario, Bobby, and Andy left up, spread out quite nicely as Frost looks to protect himself. But Frost is going to get spotted by Mario. He's just about surviving. He's going to look for the spray through. He's going to get connected on by Mario. But can the rest of Red Reserve get the spaghetti wielding shots towards Mario? Not quite, as the blue zone is going to be closing in the next 25 seconds. Will Frost be able to get revived up? I don't think he will be. It does leave Callista, Victor, Novas, the 3 players up for Red Reserve. We did see the end of ROSQ. I don't know exactly what happened, but either way, 4 Romanian men. GV has held on valiantly along with the likes of Team Push as the blue zone of phase 7 closes in. This is dead out in the open. It's anybody's game right now as the smokes are being wielded out by Red Reserve to try and create some kind of wall to push their way through. Bobby gets dropped by Novas with the AKM, and that's just going to leave Mario on his own. Mario finds Novas, but Novas gets Bobby. Victor gets Mario. That's going to be end of team push. And can we see Red Reserve learn from their mistakes and close out a chicken dinner in what is a 3-1? Oh no, it might not be. This could be another game going against Red Reserve. It's just Victor up against GV 1v1 compared to the last game where it was 4v1 for Red Reserve, yet they still lost it. This is going to be up to Red Reserve to redeem themselves quite nicely. They are inside the circle. Although Callista is not revived, he's at least getting information. He has spotted out, and Victor closes out the game for Red Reserve. What a game from Red Reserve. Apparently it's not working for people, but it's working for me. I've just checked. Yeah, game seems to be working for me. So stream seems to be fine for me. So yeah. Nice game by Red Reserve to close out. Somewhat redeemed themselves after a choke on the last game. 4 kills and a chicken dinner. 4 Romanian men with second place and 3 kills. GV, man, held on for so long, was able to take down the last player, Bloodline, then rotated somewhat magically around the likes of ROSQ, and I think kind of took down ROSQ. Talking about ROSQ, they finished in 4th with 4 kills, Sirens in 5th. Oh, Team Push in 3rd actually with 6 kills. It was a solid game by them, but with the circle going against them and them maybe being a little bit passive, I would say possibly a little bit passive, they weren't able to close out in 2nd or 1st. Sirens in 5th with 4 kills. Yatum on the firing line, getting all 4 of those kills. A much better game for Sirens. I still think they need to be a bit more proactive with their rotations. And there's a certain fear in their gameplay, which I think is, yeah. Yeah, there's a certain fear in their play style, which I think is something they need to get past if they are going to in any way have a shot. And that goes for any team that just plays a little bit too passively. I'm all for playing passive, but you know, I just feel like if you play too passive and you're on the edge of the circle, you're going to find yourself in a decent bit of trouble. But either way, good game from them. Nonetheless, Universe in 6th with a hefty amount of kills. 6 and 2 is 8. 8 and 2 is 10. 11 kills for Universe. Team Dope in 7th with 0 kills. MVP in 8th with 4 kills. Good, but it's kind of it's not good enough MVP. I see what you guys are trying to do, but it's that kind of final hurdle that you're just kind of failing in, and I hope that evolves leading into the PMCO. Bloodline in 9th with 3 kills. You had 10th Clay Alpha with 9 kills. Atlantis Cycle in 11th place with 0 kills. Godsent in 12th with 0 kills. Level Up in 13th with 1 kill. And Gun in 14th with 0 kills. Whew! That was your 4 games for this evening here in the Pro EU, the Zenith ProEU PUBG Mobile Scrims. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in. Thank you for the follows and the support. Thank you to every single team for participating. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And I'm going to close out with the PUBG Mobile video, and then I'll be ending the broadcast. So once again, thank you very much. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, any other socials if you're not. And otherwise, have a great evening. Look after yourselves, and see you guys next time.